I have a confession to make. I am terrified of cleaning my own sensor, and so I always get a friend to do it. You know, Dave's helped me out, my husband will do it, and I just do not like the idea of touching that sensor.
I mean, a lot of people, it is very intimidating. I mean, it's like doing open heart surgery on your camera, but it's not that bad, and I can walk you through the steps and you'll be able to clean your own sensor soon, Evelyn.
The first question is, how do you know your sensor is dirty? What are some ways that you can tell?
Well, usually most people discover it when they're photographing big blue skies, for instance, or big solid colors, and they see these sort of black blotches that are showing up on the same spot of the photo each and every time, regardless of the zoom lens.
Yeah, and obviously you can Photoshop those out or remove them in Lightroom or Capture One, but it is kind of a pain, and obviously the better thing would be to have a clean sensor. And of course, we found a dirty sensor in the camera store that we can experiment with today. And I definitely see there's a big chunk in there, there's a little chunk, there's like a little smudgy boo. So this is kind of indicative of what happens, you know, when you're out and about and you're changing your lenses and some stuff gets in there.
I mean, dust will work its way through lenses, especially zoom lenses, because you're pushing and pulling a lot and you're sort of forcing air in and out of a lens. There is going to make its way in there, and the more you change your lenses, the more it is susceptible to dust being in there. If we are getting those blobs on our photos, then the second step is to actually visually inspect our sensor. Now, mirrorless cameras are the easiest cameras to actually inspect over the DSLR cameras, because the sensors are pushed much further forward behind the lens mount, so you have much easier access to them. So if you open up this lens here, we can visually inspect the sensor here, and you have a dirty sensor.
It is dirty.
I can see the spots from here.
So should I start with this? This I'm okay with. I don't mind blowing into the sensor. I just don't want to touch it.
Yeah, so that's the key. Do not touch your sensor with the blower. Typically, I hold the camera upside down.
Okay.
I want the dust to fall downwards if I have the option, and I kind of look up inside there, use the blower, get close to the sensor as I can, and a couple good puffs of air often gets rid of a lot of that heavy dust.
Any floating? Oh yeah, I saw some dust come out.
Right?
Oh yeah, the big piece came off.
And often that is enough to clean most people's sensors. Keep in mind, these sensors have fluorine coatings on them for the most part, so it's very tough for dust to adhere to. So they do all they can to try and make it as dust proof as possible. But if you've got, what did you call it earlier, a smudgeroo?
You got a little smudgeroo. Yeah, this one has a smudgeroo for
That's
sure.
not going to blow off. So then we got to step it up a little bit. Before we go there, if you have one of these at home, do not use this on your sensor, because it could actually throw some contaminants on your sensor as well and actually do some irreparable damage. All right, now comes the scary part. We have our sensor opened. Where do we go from here? Well, first we have to identify what size of sensor we have. Are you a full frame, a crop sensor, a micro four thirds? Are you a full frame?
I'm a full frame sensor today, Dave. This is the Canon EOS RP, which was one of our dirtiest sensors that we had at the camera store.
And there's a lot of different products on the market for that. There is the Eclipse product here, which is a whole kit. I really like the visible dust ones. Not only are they made in Canada, but they are just a very simple, cost-effective kit to work with. It comes with several different swabs and a couple different cleaning solutions to work with. Now, here's where it gets exciting. So we can open up the package here. Now, make sure you are in a nice, clean environment and you're prepared. It's not windy, there's not a lot of breeze going through.
Yeah, you don't want to do this on the hood of your car necessarily.
No.
No?
Although I've done all kinds of stuff, all different places, because we had to.
What else have you done on the hood of your car, Dave?
Well, we're trying to keep it clean here today.
We are. We're cleaning our dirty sensors, yes.
Now, this visible dust product, we do have a couple different solutions here. One is more for organic materials, one is more for oils, but they both do very similar product.
So we'd start with the green, the basic.
Start with the green, the basic.
Okay.
And keep in mind, these swabs, they are sealed up. They are single-use swab. And at first glance, they look kind of expensive, but how much time do you want to spend in Photoshop correcting all these spotches after the fact? So,
yeah. Well, and to be honest with you, it's not like you have to clean your sensor that often. Like, I'm not asking you too often to do it for me, right, Dave?
No, often enough that I'm glad we're doing this.
Oh, now you won't do it for me?
I'll get you to do mine now.
Okay.
So big thing I always tell people is to make sure you're in a nice, clean, dry environment. Open up the camera, expose the sensor, and be prepared for the magic that's going to happen here. We don't want to add any extra contaminants, and we don't want to swipe it across our sensor and actually cause more problems. So cleanliness is everything when it comes to this. So if you take a look at that and that solution there, if you open it up a little bit.
It's like a cute little vial. I like it.
Right. Now, it's important that we actually have proper lubrication all the way across the lip here. Now, it does evaporate fairly quickly.
So
So I actually just use the canister and I dip it on here.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of go like this and I just sort of let it absorb, and you can see it absorbing.
So it almost looks like a silk fabric. Like I don't know, I was expecting it to be like a cotton something.
Yeah, so make sure that it's well there. And then here is this part that's going to freak people out. These are a little bendable, almost like a straw-like material.
Okay.
You start from one end of the sensor and basically just a nice clean sweep all the way across. Quite often that is all that you need. You can reverse it and do the same thing right to the end. And that.
Wow, that did it. The smudgery was gone.
And that's good. So, you know, and you can, you know, do this once or twice with this particular swab, but once I'm done this cleaning job, I am done. I'm out. I'm throwing this away.
All right. So I'm gonna try. We got another dirty sensor. Okay, this one here, another full frame sensor. This is the Nikon Z8. Let's take a look at this guy.
We're not cross-contaminating here. This one is going to be garbage.
That one's done.
Done.
Done. This one's not too bad. I see a little smudge in there.
Smudgeroo, not quite just
little
a smudge, not a smudgeroo.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, the sensor is still dirty.
All right, this is all you.
Okay, so I got my single-use swab, the visible dust swab here. And open it up. Okay. Now, when would you use the blue liquid?
So one is more for organic materials, other one is more for other oils and residue.
Okay.
So if you find one isn't working quite well enough, right, then you can switch to the
Then
other.
open up another swab and do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if that's going to work for you.
Okay, so we're gonna lubricate
Right?
our
And so
swabby
when you put
swab.
that on, you can see how it just absorbs in. You can tell that you are. Yeah, go right to it, like.
There's like a bubble. Oh, there.
If you get too much on your swab and it spills everywhere,
It spilled like a drop, it's fine.
right? This is a product that does evaporate quite quickly, so you want to be ready for it. So you don't want to have a dry swab going across your sensor.
Is this too wet?
Not too wet. It's fine. You can wave it around if you feel a little bit, right? But you'll see it when you put it on the sensor as well. Is it like globs of fluid on there?
It
Or
looks
is it nice?
fine, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
all right, and then it's just light pressure, right? We just want just the swab just to bend just a little bit because we're just putting a little bit of pressure on there.
Okay.
Right.
Then you said turn it over and go the other way?
And you turn it over and go the other way. Yeah, or both the same directions. It's up to you.
Oh, it's gone.
I've seen some people almost scrub a little bit, right? These sensors have a little bit of protection to them, but you don't want to abuse it and you don't want to over clean constantly as well. So.
Yeah, no, that felt good. I was fine with
Okay with that?
I was good with
Did
that.
we just have a breakthrough?
We did. And I don't know why, like seeing the swab and like the fabric and everything just made it, I don't know, seem better. Like really taking a look at this stuff. So that's cool.
So I do encourage people to, you know, pick up a swab kit like this. They're not very,
Clean my cap.
yeah, they're not heavy at all. They don't take up a lot of space in your kit, but you'll find yourself, if you're recognizing, especially guys are shooting landscapes a lot with big skyscapes and you have these big blue skies and suddenly there's these blotches all the time. It's really annoying. So being able to do this in the field is kind of a nice skill set to have.
Yeah. Okay, so there's lots of different sizes of swabs. We're using the 24 millimeter, which is the full frame. Yeah. Type 3, if you're looking at the DSK Eclipse kit. And then, of course, there are other larger swabs if you have like a medium format sensor. So yeah, looks like there's lots of great options.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which sensor you have. It's the same process. Right. So I do recommend, I mean, go to the manufacturer's website, see if there's any specific protocol for certain cameras with image stabilized sensors. Sometimes that's a potential issue, but go check that out for your particular manufacturer if there's any special procedures to lock in the sensor stabilization, for instance.
Yeah, but if I can do it, you can do it too.
It's not that tough. We can. Everybody can make it.
I don't know.
Work.
I just always have been kind of freaked out by it. But thank you, Dave. For
No
showing
problem.
Me. I will clean all the sensors. It's actually kind of satisfying, to be honest with you. Thanks so much for watching. Of course, we want to know, what are your thoughts on sensor cleaning? Is it something that you have a regular practice of? Have you been scared of it like me? Did we make it feel a little bit easier for you? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you have any particular tips and tricks as well for your own sensor cleaning, let us know. Follow us both on Instagram.
And if you're new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's been Dave and Evelyn from the Camera Store. We'll catch you again very soon. Clean your sensor, it's dirty. Swipe until the dust comes off. Who are you, cow? Moo.
Should I say open heart surgery on your baby? That's a little too graphic. Let's do another take of that.